As we're live, maybe. Hello, welcome to the Energy Healing Lifestyle Journal Self-Care Challenge. My name is Robin Nutt, and I'm your host of the channel and the founder of the energyhealingschool.com. So today I'm going to walk you through my journaling process and share some real-life examples along the way. If you don't have it already, grab your journal. I have mine, and journal with me. So getting ready and preparing to do the journal, I have a seat with it. Get open. Be willing to listen, right? Be willing to sit quietly for a minute, listen. Open to receive whatever comes in, whatever drops in. Again, sometimes when we ask ourselves the question or we want to tap in and sit with ourselves, what comes to mind might seem distracting or way off topic, but that's okay. Let it come in, let it go, let it clear. Kind of clear the fog, as I like to say. And then we get open. So I like to kick off and start with a journal prompt. But before that, even, I write out self-care challenge. So I'm probably going to update my journal at some point and share with you, and I'll put that on there and just kick us off each time, right? We'll be able to see it. Hopefully that's not rubbing too much. Sorry if it was, I could feel it. So since self-care is an acronym for us, I like to write that out, self-care challenge, and I underline the letter that we're focusing on for the day, or that we're at least making connection with for the day. And today is the letter C in care, which stands for communication. In my healing process, my healing system of Best You, we would be looking at the letter Y for your truth, how we communicate, speaking your truth, right? Which is all governed by the throat chakra energy. So keeping that in mind as well as we make those connections. So then the journal prompt for today. So this week we're really looking at the patterns of being an overachiever, right? So what do overachievers say to themselves? Self-talk matters, doesn't it? How we communicate with ourself. Is it our ego, that inner critic that likes to kick in, the perfectionist kicking in, right? What is that mind chatter? Being aware of that. Sometimes we get so used to just the pattern taking over on a hamster wheel that we don't even realize what we're saying to ourselves. So this is an opportunity to become more aware. Let it come up into our awareness, being that observer, right? We'll talk more about observer mode tomorrow. But still, the energy flows through all of our chakras. All of these are interconnected and linked together. One feeds another and vice versa. It moves back and forth, in and out, right? I have to talk about inflow and outflow. So what do you say to yourself? So we have many patterns. So again, this one just kind of the ones that connect with or link to the overachiever pattern. Notice I don't want to say like personality. We're not trying to own it and internalize it. Like we talk about with the solar plexus chakra, really internalizing things, right? And our throat chakra, be mindful of that because the throat chakra and the solar plexus are polar opposites. And we talk about that in the 5-day challenge, how we can use the polar opposites to help clear and balance the energy in our chakras and how they interlink and work together. So I'm just scratching the surface on this a little bit, but that self-talk, how it's internalized, we just feed it more. And in a sense, not to sound disgusting, but it's regurgitated back up. And then we speak it out more, whether we speak it out more to ourselves and whether we realize it or not, we project it out onto others as well. So yeah, I totally just had that image of like words of a projectile vomit. Again, sorry for the grossness, but it is kind of how it works. And that's the energy that we're projecting out. And it can be very gross, can't it? So some of the things that came to mind when I asked the question, so again, that journal prompt, which I write out in the journal, what do overachievers say to themselves? So when the pattern being an overachiever is kicking in, some things that came to my mind was you have to finish whatever this task is. You have to do whatever this thing is. Excuse me, like I'm the only one who can do this. And not that I'm saying no one's able to or capable of, but having that sense of responsibility. And probably some of that competitiveness comes in, which I don't normally see myself as being competitive, but it's in how we look at it, right? In what ways? Maybe not in sports, but in other ways. It has to be, here's the limitation in that, the expectation. It has to be, and it's a controlling thing. I'm trying to control an outcome, a situation every step of the way, right? Has to be no other way. Again, I feel like that's rubbing again, so my apologies. And then that's not good enough. You effed, just say effed. You effed up again, when a mistake is made. Or don't mess this up, add the pressure beforehand as if a mistake is terrible, right? Catastrophizing a mistake. Get it right. And that I'll show you mindset. I'll show you. I can do this, I'll show you. But then in the same sense of the I'll show you, there's some doubt in there, and then there's some added pressure in there, again, with those unrealistic expectations and limitations. Some more that can come into mind where no one can solve this but me. And again, it's not even the assuming that others aren't capable or worthy. It's more of the sense of feeling responsible and obligated. I should have known better. Do you guys do that to yourself too? Oh, I should. Those shoulds, I should have known better. I'll never get this right. The absolute of never. I did okay, but I could have done better. Kind of minimize or dismiss a positive thing because it's not good enough, right? So again, when complimented, oh, you did a good job. That looks great. That sounds great. Really got a lot out of that, or this is exactly how I wanted it. Yeah, it's okay, but could be better. I could have done it differently, right? So you minimize that again, discount it. The flip side of magnifying, again, a mistake and internalizing it, right? So whatever that mind chatter is, it's like we're feeding it, right? It felt like that was going to come out. Feeding it to ourselves, and it goes right down. So when you think of the throat chakra, eating, words, right? Feeding that self-talk to yourself goes down into the solar plexus with that self-image, right? And when we're not meeting it with love and compassion in our self-care journey here, that inner critic, we are internalizing that, owning it. It's becoming, we start with the I am statements. I am an F up. I am unworthy. I am not good enough. I am stupid. I am weak. I am blah, 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 clumsy. I am whatever it may be. And we would feed that pattern, right? Then again, hamster wheel, recycles. Sacral chakra, add some emotions, intensify that energy even more, feeds into the belief, which is rooted into the root chakra, right? And again, then it just becomes a pattern that's recycled over and over again until we bring it into our awareness and what we're doing in the journaling process so that we can call it out, break it, change it, create some new patterns, right? It doesn't always have to be a pattern, but maybe it's a pattern of being intentional and mindful and in the moment. Again, having the unrealistic expectation of we should never make a mistake. And do you notice, I know for myself when I can't tell you what year it was when I was looking at some of these patterns for myself, but the expectations that I had upon myself, I didn't have the same expectations for other people. I had more love and compassion for others than I did for me. And when other people, right, made mistakes, it was like, well, it's normal. It's part of the human experience. It's just part of being a human. It seemed fine and not such a big deal. But yet then why was it such a big deal when I did? Do you do that too? When others make a mistake, are you able to meet them with love and compassion and be supportive of them and tell others how, and it really feels normal and not such a big deal. And you hear someone else beat themselves up over a mistake, and you're like, ease up, don't be so hard on yourself. But then you do the same thing. Then you beat yourself up and you're hard on you, right? Different rules apply. These programs that we've been taught and conditioned with, but we don't have to keep them. We get to change them. We can upgrade. We can clear all that out. So I think that's enough said for today. Make this one a little bit shorter. However, let me still invite you to the 5-day challenge. Sorry, I was listening to something. The 5-day BU challenge, where we are breaking these patterns of codependency. We go deeper into this process, right? We can really delve in and look at and make those connections, break them, replace them, clear it out, get together. If you are checking at the energyhealingschool.com for the BU challenge, and we launch on the 22nd, which will be here, it's 10 days away. Yay. You'll see that I added on the outside, it says, lets you know there's a bonus. So when you think of a challenge, even though it's going to be set up as self-study, right? You can get on and look at it anytime you want to. Once a month for 5 days, 5-day challenge, Monday through Friday. We'll hop on a call for 30 minutes a day. So not a long time. You could do the self-study at your own time. We'll hop on a call for 30 minutes and I can answer any questions that you have or help give you some support if you just want to get some feedback and share your homework. So that, again, you can continue making those connections and break the patterns. I'll be available for you. Yeah. So the link will be on the inside. So after you purchase it, once I get everything released and put together so that you can actually get in there and get started after our launch date, you'll be able to, that might actually be in there already, but you'll be able to schedule on those calls. So I think that's pretty cool. I'm looking forward to that. What else? The Empathic Healers Masterclass. As always, I think that's a great place to start too. So if you're waiting for the 5-day to launch and you haven't yet done the Empathic Healers Masterclass, which is free for you, I highly recommend it. I also highly recommend doing the 7-day Chakra Healing Challenge if you have not done that already, just so you can see how that's pulled into the 5-day challenge, because it is. Links and connections. One feeds the other. The Masterclass and the 7-day Chakra Healing Challenge, though, are free for you. So it's just added support. Again, we can get started with that if you haven't already while we're waiting for the launch date for the 5-day BU challenge. Either way, it's exciting. I look forward to seeing you all there. Check the description if you need the links again. Yeah. Let me know too in the comments how this journaling process is going for you and what came up for you with this journal prompt for today, which was, again, what do overachievers say to themselves? So what do you say to you when you're caught in the hamster wheel of being an overachiever? So thank you again for sharing your time and space with me. I hope you have a wonderful day, evening, or whatever time in the world it is for you. So much love.